Good morning, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over a few more tips for Hallow's End. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over a few tips for Hallow's End, and this is basically some of the comments from yesterday's video on Hallow's End that I did. So how to make gold with Hallow's End. Kind of part 2, but really it's just a load of tips in order to help you guys that the community actually brought forward, and I was like, oh damn, I actually didn't think of that. So without further ado, let's get into number 1, which is the magic broom. Now the magic broom you can pretty much get really easily, and as long as the Hallow's End event actually carries on, you will actually see a load of people flying these brooms around. This is actually got a hold of by doing like the Headless Horseman event. So you just go into your dungeon finder and you just go over to the Headless Horseman, kill him, and then open up your loot, and then the majority of the time you can get brooms. This is on all my characters the other day, and 4 out of 9 of them actually have the broom, so you have a good chance on a hunter to get a hold of the broom. When it comes to the magic broom, this is really handy in order to actually farm up a load of materials, i.e. mining and fishing along with herbalism, and this is because you can instantly mount and remount when it comes to the magic broom. So instead of like, if you don't have a druid, this is really easy to actually farm up stuff a lot easier, because it's basically you press a button, you're on a broom, and then you just come off of it when you're actually mining and herbing, and then you can just remount and fly away. This is really handy, and this actually helps you quite a bit than actually having to remount on your standard mount all the time, because you're obviously the cast bar, so you'll save yourself a bit of time when you're actually going ahead and mining and herbalism and all that jazz moving forward. Aside from all of that, guys, that is pretty much for number 1. I thought was a really handy tip, so let's move on to number 2. Now this one was actually brought up on my Discord, and this one was done by Miss Bunnybell, which is my server mod, and basically she put forward a add-on in order to actually use, and that is the Handy Notes Hallow's End add-on, and that is to actually find out where all the candy buckets actually are. This is very helpful in like the grand scheme of things, because if you're trying to find every innkeeper, not many people know where every single innkeeper is, so that is really handy to just have them all displayed on your map in order to actually farm them up in a relatively good manner. Aside from all of that, that one is a pretty damn good one in order to use. Personally, I use candy buckets add-on because I find that a lot easier for myself, but either or, that will be in the description of this video today, and you guys pick whichever one you want to use, because it is a lot easier than trying to find the innkeepers if you just have them displayed on your map as of now. Now, aside from all of that, the next little tip that I actually found out was the creepy claws. Now this one actually could be farmed up when you were actually doing the curious coin farm. With these creepy claws, you might want to keep a hold of these, because they actually drop from these mobs, the actual skeletons from yesterday, when it comes towards the curious coins. The thing of note that you want to be doing is keeping a hold of those creepy claws, as they are used for the daily turn-ins, and that actually comes in very, very handy when it comes to just being able to farm loads of this. You'll have loads of creepy claws for your dailies, and then you can easily just sell them straight off the bat. Aside from all of that, that one is a little side note as well, so let's actually jump on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is character leveling, and this comes in at number 4, of course, for leveling up a character where you're actually farming up your tricky treats, and this would be in the lines of doing the actual quests in order to get your handful of treats, and then you open that up for your tricky treats. If you have a character that you're currently leveling, this works out kind of well, because you're then able to get experience, and a decent amount of experience, just by flying around and getting all these tricky treats. So if you are wanting to get a hold of the battle pets and all of that jazz with your tricky treats, then you'll also get a load of experience to go along with that. That actually works out kind of well in the grand scheme of things, because not only are you doing a gold farm, but you're also getting a load of experience in order to make up another ult, in order to do other different types of things. Bear in mind, along with this, you can always use your ults, and they can be used for the Headless Horseman event as well. So just bear in mind, if you are leveling them up, they can do the Headless Horseman daily as well when it comes towards the dungeon finder. That's just something I would bear in mind right there. Now, aside from all of that, that is pretty much my tips that I actually found from yesterday that I thought would be really helpful. I was reading through the comment section yesterday and people were throwing out loads of random notes and tips and all that stuff, and I found it to be kind of helpful. Like the magic broom I actually completely forgot about from yesterday's video, and creepy claws was not actually aware of because I don't really do the garrison dailies for Hallows End, but having a look at them, you can actually trade those in for additional tricky treats. So I really should start doing that in order to increase my gold when it comes towards getting hold of all my tricky treats for the trade-in. Aside from all of that, one little note that I will leave at number 5 is currency value. Now, currency value is having a bit of an issue at this moment in time, but I will have this sorted by the end of the day. It's just a quick little lib update. But aside from that, if you go to events and you go to tricky treats, it will tell you an approximation of how much one tricky treat is worth in regards to the trader valuation. So that means that if you've got those tricky treats, you'll be able to find, you can actually calculate how much that's actually worth. So key treats are worth 1,086, so the currency value is 186, and this was the entire reason I made the currency value add-on. And the standard battle pets are 150 tricky treats, so you should really be able to sell them for 162,000 gold. That's a little much, isn't it? Damn. That's actually pretty good. But overall, if we actually jumped into the actual battle pet guy over here, so where are you for selling the pets? And so we could, the best one for us is probably going to be Widget the Departed or Naxi. Remember, some of these battle pets will fluctuate in price, so I would buy accordingly. My probably go-to would probably be Widget the Departed, and then we'll move that forward. Aside from all of that, guys, that is just another follow-up of Hallows End. Tomorrow I'll be actually jumping on to some other different types of Esk farming stuff, and I'm currently running some dungeons to actually see if there's any additional loot that actually comes along with that. Note to self, there is. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon? Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.